Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Aquarius energy. And like usual on this channel, we're going to do two rows. The top row's going to be high vibe Aquarius. The bottom row is going to be a more worldly, shadowy Aquarius energy. We all have our dualistic nature and we have to battle within ourselves in our free will choice of how we're going to live our life. And some people are still struggling within themselves. But there are going to be other people in the world who have picked a path. Some people, I'm making decisions out of hope and faith and belief in love and belief in myself. And some people, it's just that some people are maybe more bold and brave and confident, or have healed or grown or matured themselves in some way. When we move forward in life differently, there's going to be some people in our life that can be represented by the worldly, shadowy way that aren't going to move forward with us in that way. And there's going to be other people that are moving forward in life the way that we're moving forward in life, We all view life in different ways at different stages of life and different ages of life, and how we've healed, grown, matured ourselves. And Aquarius energy has to do with, do we look at life from the bigger picture, have hope and faith and belief in like a higher truth and justice, or do we still have some lessons to learn and we're still more caught up in ourself or the worldly dream, caught up in the illusion of the world, more about ourself, egotistical, self-centered, immature, whatever it is. So we're going to talk about all that. We all tap into Aquarius energy. We all have our dreams. We all have our idea of the dream life. So listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where some other people in your life are at in the story. So the reason for the high vibe reading is the sixth chakra, which is, basically how you use your intuition. Some people can use their intuition in a shadowy way, and you could have dealt with some people that kind of use their intuition in a shadowy way. And it can be just because they're defensive, they have some lessons to learn in life, and they're trying to figure out who can they be in a relationship with and not have to kind of go to the next level of life, heal, grow, or mature themselves. Or to use their intuition in a more shadowy way in relationships. And you could have realized that, and your intuition told you it was time to maybe distance yourself from some of those people, because, we can get in relationships with people and maybe they don't have any interest in healing or growing or maturing themselves. Shadowy intuition can be, I have things I want to hide from or I don't want to see the truth of, because the truth sets us free to live our life differently. Why aren't we growing and healing and maturing ourselves? Some people, for one, that can be not what they align with. We have free will. Am I going to align with emotion? In my worldly nature, how I read tarot is that the masculine energies can represent how we take action in the world, how we view ourselves, how we present ourselves in the world. But what's the truth of how we really think and feel? And that can be represented by the feminine figures. And there could be some people in the world, whether they're male or female, they just don't view life like that. It could be they don't view life from a higher perspective. They're happy living their life the way they live it. And we could have lived our life like that way too. But high vibe energy is about listening to your intuition to keep going with the flow of life, where we continue to grow and heal and face our fears. It's the process of becoming. And in high vibe energy, it's about knowing we have fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs. And over time, we deal with those issues to keep freeing ourselves. We have our more worldly, immature, self-focused, whatever nature, all those things of shadow. High vibe people don't want those things to keep manipulating them. And as they go through life, they work through those issues and they kind of go to the next phase of life. They live their life at that phase of life. New issues come up. We have our, just like we did, age 15, age 18, age 21, age 25. Every stage of life it kind of challenges us to deal with issues within our worldly nature. our fearful nature, our prideful nature, our bossy nature, our immature nature, our codependent nature. And at each phase of life, we have these issues to deal with. Do we keep revealing and working through the layers and layers of our more worldly nature to grow and mature and, get to this place where we're very enlightened human beings to treat other people the way we like to be treated and realizing love is the answer? And it's to be more independent of our shadow nature, our worldly nature, and self-interest nature of self, where it's just about me and my wants. And there's some people that, everybody learns different lessons in life. And some people just want to be in a relationship. That's it. That's the end goal. Or I just want to be married, or I just want to have a job. But then when they get in those jobs, those friendships, those relationships, those marriages, oh no, I don't plan to do life any different than I've done it, I don't plan to take on more responsibility. I don't plan to take the knowledge that I've learned to keep growing and maturing myself and taking on, just like you take more responsibility on in a workplace if you work there for 20 years. Some people are like, no, I came in at this position and that's the position I want. I don't want to learn anything else. And then there's people who are, gosh, I learned that job. Now I'm capable of taking on more things. Some people are happy doing what they've done at a stage of life, and that's where they want to stay. And they have the free will choice to live their life that way. Not everybody feels that way. High vibe energy is about kind of having that spark of life and curiosity and kind of wanting to become all they can be emotionally, spiritually, in their unique talent, skills, and interests, and other people aren't. And we just need to see the truth of it. Everybody has free will to live their life whatever way they want. And if we get in relationships with people who aren't interested in kind of healing or growing or maturing themselves or living their life differently over time, and we do, well, then it's just kind of, we wish people peace and love and joy to go live their life the way we want. And we listen to our intuition to keep moving forward in life the way that we want to move forward in life. Let's go look at the bottom row first. The only card showing is the Victory, the Man holding heart, and the Angel of Love. So again, some people, it's like, I just want to be in a relationship. Once we're in it, I'm good. Let's do this. And it's kind of like, well, what about listening to our intuition? And then we have the 7th chakra, which is kind of like your higher self of what you could become. And again, your unique talent, skills, and interests. And envy, walking away, and indecision. We can all live our life a certain way, and we could see other people seeming to be more independent than we are, more confident than we are, more free of things that manipulate us. And so then we're inspired to, I'm not going to sit and stay in this energy. Even feeling within myself that I feel like I'm not facing my fears and insecurities, that I'm not dealing with some issues. And sometimes we can get in a relationship or a friendship and it feels comfortable. We want to keep staying there, but we could feel that it's not helping us to grow and mature to our full potential, because shadowy energy in some way, it can feel restrictive, confining, limiting, oppressive. So again, it could be just like, I have a job that in a lot of ways I can like. I like the pay scale, I like the people I work with, I like the job that I have, but maybe there is no room for advancement or something. And you feel, and you're someone who is a person who likes to take on new challenges. It's like, I like to learn things and then kind of go to the next phase where I take on more responsibility. And we could see other people moving forward and they're doing that. Well, high vibe people don't want to sit in an energy of shadowy energy like envy. Even if like I've never sang karaoke and I see other people sing karaoke, why don't I do this work within myself in my own shadow nature to like love and believe in myself, to maybe put in work and effort in my singing or something to feel more comfortable within myself about doing it so I can move forward and sing karaoke. It's just all these things in life that who wants to sit in envy, So the high vibe people do this work within themselves to, again, the indecision card is like the Two of Swords. I'm going to take inspired action. I view the walking away card like the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy about higher learning and education. I am inspired to wrap my brain around this game of life. Why do I feel stuck about doing these things that I would like to do in life? Why don't I go apply for a new job? Why don't I go sing karaoke, for example? Why am I not doing, like high vibe Aquarius would be shining your authentic light, living your authentic life? Why do I make my life more about these other things when these might not even be things that are aligned with my truth? High vibe Aquarius energy, again, looking at life from a higher perspective, having hope and faith and belief in yourself and in your dreams, and living your authentic life, being in the career field that you really love, being in relationships with people who are loving and encouraging and supportive. If I'm not in jobs and friendships and relationships with people like that, why am I not? What is it that keeps me stuck in the Two of Swords? For some people, it does require a change of how we view relationships and life. I can live my life being more about staying in my comfort zone, or more about me, or more about ego and image, stay in this job where I don't have to do this work within myself to figure out what really is my truth. What is it about living my life differently that I have a problem with? And for some people, it could be a whole philosophy change of life. I'd have to, if I've lived my life in my more worldly view of life, like I just want to be in a relationship. So long as I'm in a relationship, I'm good. It's like, well, is it a relationship that is aligned at a core foundational level with your truth? Or is it, well, I'm just in a relationship and I'm good? Some people, shadowy energy can be fear, insecurity, codependency. We can find people who want to be in a relationship with us being in that energy. And in a lot of ways, it could be good. But why are we in a relationship? You might know some people that you could think are in relationships for the wrong reasons. The Victory card could be like the Six of Wands card, shadowy Leo energy, operating more from their ego. Some people just like to be in a relationship to indulge themselves in a relationship. But with this being a masculine figure, again, it could represent people operating more from ego than their more emotionally intuitive, loving nature. Some people love love. I love to be in a relationship. I like the initial phases of relationships. If it ever gets to where people want me to do this work within myself about moving a relationship forward, for the relationship to grow and mature over time, and for a relationship to maybe become a more deep, meaningful relationship, oh, no. I have a problem about that. Because that would require that I deal with a core foundational truth. Do I even believe in love? Maybe I don't. Maybe I had decided to live life more from my emotionally defensive, egoic nature. I'm going to present myself in the world as this high vibe Leo person. High vibe Aquarius person. I I'm not selfish. I'm not greedy. I'm not about myself. I'm not materialistic. I'm not defensive. I want this dream to come into reality. So they want to look like they have all these things that other people who operate together from love have, but yet some of those people don't really want to be that type of person themselves because they have emotionally aligned with their more emotionally defensive, egoic nature. I get hurt doing love, so I'm not going to do love. I want to be in relationships. I want to enjoy relationships. I want to look victorious and successful, but I want to stay in my more defensive stance, or for some reason in shadowy energy. Again, it's someone who could use their intuition in a shadowy way. I want what other people have that do love. I just don't want to do love. Who can I find to go get in a relationship with who will make it look like I'm moving forward victoriously and successfully? They might be a loving person. They might not. It depends on what drives and motivates me. Is it important to me to look like I'm in a relationship with a loving, nurturing, supportive person? Okay, then that's who I'll get in a relationship with. Or is it more ego, image, money, status? Okay, that's who I'll go get in a relationship with. Whoever it is, I'll take action and present myself as this loving person to them so that they will stay in a relationship with me. But is it just because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses? Is it just because someone else that they could have been in a relationship with at one time moved away to listen to their intuition, to take action for the things that they wanted to manifest, their dreams? And when they were in a relationship with some of these people, it didn't seem like the dream was going to come into reality, even though there could have been love there if the other person wasn't willing to step out of their comfort zone, to work through their own, to be more open to love and having some hope and faith and love. Some people could have walked away from them to go find people in the world who were more open. And at a core foundational, that's the difference between our dualistic nature. Do I make decisions in my life having hope and faith and belief in myself and loving myself and believing in myself? Or do I kind of tip out of balance where I make my life, I have to protect myself at all costs from being hurt? I get hurt doing love, or I'm more about the world or ego or image or money. And at the big picture, God represents high vibe energy, creative life force energy, and the devil represents more shadowy energy that doesn't want to give birth to new things because our shadow worldly nature has its own viewpoint of life, and it is our more lazy, immature, I don't want to have to put in the work and effort it takes to free myself from the things that manipulate me. Some people right now are people who they're not inspired to do that work, to debate that within themselves. And it might be because, shadowy energy can be, I want to stay in denial of the truth. Or I want to live in illusion. I'm happy living my life not dealing with at a core foundational level. Do I have hope and faith and belief in love? Of course I like love. Look, I'm in a relationship. I like being in relationships. But that's different than making decisions in your life, letting love and hope and faith be the guiding factor in your life. And if love and hope and faith and belief in love and in yourself and in relationships with other people isn't the grounding factor, what is? Fear, insecurity, codependency, self-centeredness, more about you than other people. If you're going to work together with other people, you should work together with them cooperatively for the dream. Everybody should put aside, has to shave off some things, about how they would live their life if they weren't in a relationship with other people versus when they are in a relationship with other people. Everybody has to give and compromise some. If we have a common goal, well, then you can't just be all about yourself and your wants, your needs, your lust, your greed, your pride, your ego. You should not temper your shadowy nature, not bossy, not controlling, not prideful, not egotistical, not immature, not lazy. We do this work within ourselves because we're committed to that bigger goal. And we work through those things within ourselves when we feel stuck to figure out, why would I be tempted to let this go and act in these shadowy ways that could be detrimental to this relationship? Why do I do that? Why do I act in those immature ways? Why do I act in those prideful ways? Why do I act in a bossy, controlling way? Why am I not treating other people the way I like to be treated? Why am I not acting from love? Why do I get caught up in my fear or my insecurity or my pride or my ego? Well, some people are in shadowy Aquarius energy where they still kind of have this more egocentric view of relationships. They might be older, but they indulge their more immature nature. And that is the free will choice. Am I going to indulge my more immature nature or my more hopeful, believing nature? And they could be people who align with indulging their more worldly, immature nature. And then when they get in relationships with people, that's how they view life. And you too should indulge their more immature, worldly nature. However, that is about them. It's more about the ego and the image and the money. You should stay in the relationship because of that. And it's like, what about love? Well, that's kind of optional, and but the main priority for them could be ego, image, money, and materialism. This relationship works for me. It works for you too. You should stay in it. It's like, well, I am motivated by deep, meaningful, loving relationships. And I'm kind of feeling envious of other people that I feel have those type of relationships. And I kind of don't feel like we do. We might, by worldly standards, look like we've got this victorious, successful relationship, and you might present yourself as loving to me, and when we go out in the world that you're this loving family person. But are you really? Or is that just, you either authentically operate from love and your cup of love kind of bubbles over. You're a loving, giving, nurturing, warm person authentically. Or in ego, it's kind of a mask that you wear so that people will stay in relationships with you, but it's hiding the fact that you're maybe operating more from envy and jealousy and wanting to have what other people have, so you get in a relationship to look like you have that. But it's not because it's authentic. And some of you could have dealt with some people like that. You could know some people who are in relationships like that. Let's go look at these two cards that aren't showing themselves. The first chakra and the happy family. So the way I interpret it when the cards aren't showing themselves, again, the first chakra talks about at a core foundational level, what have we chosen as our truth that we're going to build our life upon? Hope and faith and belief and love, or more about ourselves, more about the world, more about other people in our life. There's some people, high vibe energy is about being independent. There's some people in the world that aren't independent. They are codependent on some group in their life, if that's their friend group, their original family or whatever, but they want to be in relationships with people, and they could even marry people. But to really align with those people where I'm going to let love and intuition guide me and walk away from my codependency of other people being my core foundation that I look to, which makes me think of that. I think it's like Corinthians and wedding ceremonies that they talk about in the Bible about, it does say man, but man can just represent humankind. When a man will, I don't know, something like gets married, leaves their mother and father to cleave to their wife, and the whole thing is, you could even look to that. We're all children at one time, and we're kind of more codependent on our family, but eventually we should be aligned with and married to take over that responsibility within ourselves. I am now my own best mother, father, coach voice, and I am going to fly the nest to live my own independent life and quit looking back to other people to necessarily be they're significant people, loving people in our life, but I have to learn to be more independent in the world, and then I can go get in relationships with other people who are independent, and together we can give birth to something new. But there's some people in the world that are hiding that at a core foundational level, they have some people in their life that they're not willing to become independent of. Again, they can get in relationships, they can get married to people, but you're like a third party because the core relationship foundation that they align with is a friend group, original family group, or even the world. I'm more about the world than hope and faith and belief and love. I want to be in relationships with people, but I'm not willing to work through being, because that also makes me think of that Bible verse about don't conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Some people, the foundation at a core foundational level that they're aligned with is a more worldly view of life. I don't have hope and faith and belief in a higher truth or justice. If the world tells me that I should live a certain way or says these are the rules of the game, those are the rules of the game that I adhere to. That's how I view life. But they want to be in relationships that look victorious and successful by worldly standards. But it might be to make your life conforming to the world, more about the ego and the image or whatever they think living the dream is, indulging in whatever, like, oh my gosh, look at us and look how we're living life. They can live their life that way if they want. It's just that some people are like, I listen to my intuition. We all can ignore our intuition and like, no, this is the way to live life. No, this is the way we should do it. No, what would people say? No, we should live our life like this. And I got to wear this, and I got to drive this, and I got to make this much money, and blah, 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 or I got to indulge in these things, so I seem like a certain type of person in the world. That's the most important thing. And it is kind of living their life letting other things drive them. Maybe instead of, I don't think it would be listening to their intuition, because intuition is aligned with life force energy to help us see through the illusion and these things that manipulate us, to be more independent in the world, to live our more authentic life and get out of being so concerned about how other people view us and being in more codependent energy, like, oh my gosh, I need to be in a relationship in order for me to feel stable and grounded and worthy. If there's nobody in our life for us to be in a romantic relationship with, why not keep moving forward, listening to our intuition and enjoying our life and the people in our life until we find the right person to be in a relationship. But some people are also quite codependent. And maybe they feel very imbalanced and not comfortable or something, or because they think it says something about their worth and value if they were to be single. So then they get in a relationship because in their mind, they think that says something about them, and I think some of the people who live their life like that are more codependent, let other people and other things manipulate them, even if it's just their codependent nature or their fearful or insecure nature. I think those people are jealous and envious of people who aren't manipulated by those same things, because those people are more free to live their authentic life than some of these people are. And so we all have different people in our life that we align with that represent these different ways of viewing life. And some of the people that we could love and want to move forward with us in friendships or relationships, they could have people in their life that they love that they're not willing to become independent of. And they kind of let those people kind of manipulate and control them, even if it's like, well, I'm your sibling and I think you should align with me. And if I tell you that you should let those people go, well, they let those people go because they were hiding that they were more codependent on those people, of what those people tell them of how to live their life, than listening to their own intuition. But they don't want to see the truth of it. And they might not want to see the truth that some of the people they align themselves with don't have their best interests at heart. Well, I don't want you to move forward with the loving people in your life because you're going to manifest something differently than I've manifested in my life, and then I'd be jealous of you. Just get rid of those people and let's all live our life this way. Problem solved. But it really doesn't solve the problem that some of these people and people they have in their life are kind of petty, envious, jealous people. You know, people can view themselves as being these loving, nurturing people, and in a lot of ways they are. But then when they have someone come into their midst who is free of more things than they're free of in a way, has a more expanded view of life, or has healed or grown or matured themselves in some way, that phrase, your light irritates their demons. And people can see that some people live their life more, are less encumbered than some of these people are, and that causes them inner conflict. And instead of dealing with, why does that person make me envious or jealous, or what is it that bugs me? But instead of dealing with it and being inspired to deal with it, to get to the truth of it, because the truth sets us free, so we don't get in that energy anymore. We can all see people prettier, more power, more attractive, more status, more image, more clout, more outgoing, more blah, 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 blah. You know, the list goes on. How about we say, you know what, when I see things in people that it's like, wow, you know, I mean, I can only work with what I got to work with, but, you know, just wrapping our brain around this game of life too, that everyone has their challenges. Everyone probably has, you know, better skills or traits or characteristics or their unique thing that isn't our unique thing. You know, would I love to be a great concert pianist or to be able to sing, and I can't, but I might have my own unique things. And we just kind of look at life from the bigger picture, you know, that everybody has their unique things. I might have my unique things. If I haven't figured out my unique thing, maybe I should try to figure out my unique thing. The things that I can put work and effort into feeling prouder of myself, that I just went to the next level of where I can go to next. And maybe I'll never catch up with some people and how they live their life, and I can never be that fit and tone, or, you know, whatever it is. I don't want to sit in shadowy energy. It's not fertile soil to grow your life in. So when high vibe people have those situations that cause them inner conflict, they do this work within themselves to work through it. And same way when people are in those relationships with people where something is coming up and it's like, gee, I feel like our relationship isn't quite where I would like it to be. then they do this work within themselves instead of blaming their partner. They do this work to figure out why, maybe the problem's just in me and my attitude and my mindset. And I need to do this work within myself. They do that work within themselves. And then they could communicate to the people that they love, or just that they're work through some issues. And, now they're ready to move forward in life differently. And that's when the people in their life aren't happy. Well, you changed. We were doing fine. It's like, oh, well, I had some issues within myself, so I did this work within myself because I didn't want to blame other people for why I wasn't feeling happy, basically. And I did this work within myself, and now I work through it. So now I'm ready to move forward in the relationship, in this loving relationship. But then they could feel like, I liked it the way it was. You're different now. You're not the same person. When we work through issues of our own, past pain and heartbreak, self-limiting beliefs, some fears and insecurities, we are a different person. The way we view life is different. And for sometimes the people we're in a relationship with don't like it. Because, again, in order to keep going to these different phases of life, we have to learn the lesson we were meant to learn at the prior phase of life. And if in relationship dynamics, one person does the work within themselves to work through their issues, and some of the other people aren't even motivated and inspired to do it yet because it's not whatever their issues aren't causing them a problem, then we're kind of on different pages. It's kind of like living in parallel universes. The way I view life and the way you view life is different. Same way, back to the example, the way we viewed life and how we perceived life and the way we viewed relationships and why we could get relationships at age 15 is different than at age 25. And we can't make someone else view life differently. We can't make people heal or grow or mature in their own time. And that's when we get out of our ego about it. And everybody's on their own unique journey. And when we go through life, if we offer people love and encouragement to move forward with us in the energy of love, and some people could be, no, I'm, here underneath here, we have the rest and rejuvenation card. It's like, no, you healed. You look at life differently. The rest and rejuvenation card is kind of like the Four of Swords. We can all, in our layers of worldliness and lessons that we have to learn, you could look at the Justice card or the Libra energy of the scales of justice. We are very worldly people. We read about people in the paper that act like animals in the world, right? But at any given place at where we're at in our life, we justify our actions and we think it's just and fair to live our life that way. But as we keep learning lessons, it's kind of like finally getting to be where, we're really aligned with our higher purpose, our higher self, and we're being motivated and inspired to listen to our intuition and love to guide the decisions that we make. Some people are like, you've healed, you've changed, you view life differently. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords, we had a way of viewing life. At one point in time, we could have felt stuck. We went to the next phase of life, the Three of Swords, but now someone else went to the Four of Swords. They incorporated another truth or healing into their life. And some other people haven't, and they might have no interest in going to that next phase of life. I'm happy living my life like this. And I'll go find someone else to get in a relationship with that is more on that same page of life than me. And some people, they have a way of viewing life at a core foundational level, and they might not want to build upon that, like change it and add to it. this is good. This is the way I live life. This is the way I view life. This is what makes me happy. And we just need to see the truth of it. Some of you might have felt like some of the people you were in a relationship are more about the ego and the image in the envy card. And that they are kind of inspired to want to keep moving forward in denial of the truth that maybe they do have some healing and growing and maturing to do. And you could realize, I don't think my dream is going to come into reality with these people. So, I think you would have spoken your truth in love. This is how I'm moving forward. How do you want to move forward? Made it clear anyway that there was something at a core foundational that wasn't aligned with your truth. And just like some of you already did that, some people could just now be doing that, but other people are already people who moved on in new loving relationships with the people that they're aligned with, and other people are staying where they're at because they're happy living their life the way they live it. So we can only move forward with the people in our life that are willing to take action with us to move forward with us in that way. And we need to get out of our ego about the fact that some people have already moved on with happy, loving relationships, and other people are happy where they're at, regardless of why they make those decisions. So we listen to our intuition. When it kind of starts getting to us, because we could have been hoping in our more worldly nature of ego, it starts to get to us because we were hoping someone would come take action towards us to heal a relationship and go on this journey with us. When it starts to get, it's one thing to give people some space and some time to heal, but there comes a point in time it's affecting us manifesting and creating in our life. So we see the truth of it, and it's like, I can only work with the people who are willing to work with me. And otherwise, it is like keeping me in shadowy energy, stuck energy. And for some people, that, people are either in loving, happy relationships of their own, or they want you to be stuck. And the whole purpose of doing what they do in their life is to try to manipulate you and control you. Because shadowy energy wants to stop people from shining their authentic light and giving birth to these new things in the world. And shadowy energy will use all sorts of traits and characteristics in people to help them carry that out. Oh, you're, whatever. It's just, I don't know if everybody in my life, all the people that aren't working together with me in love, I don't know if they're in high vibe energy or low vibe energy, because some of the people I don't know well enough maybe, or haven't talked to in a long time. Other people I clearly might know that maybe they're kind of more of an immature player who likes to stay in denial of the truth, who is more codependent, who is trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's what drives their decisions in life and not love. Either way, I have to keep moving forward and listening to my intuition. And then as we're doing that, there can be other people that are listening to their intuition, and they don't want to get in relationships with people who haven't clearly freed themselves from like an old relationship. They might want to be in a relationship with you, but they don't want to be in a relationship if you're still pining after someone else, right? And until they feel like you have really walked away and freed yourself emotionally and healed and seen the truth, they don't want to get in a relationship with you, And also, your higher self wants you to listen to your intuition. Life is about giving birth to these new things, and if some of the people in our life aren't willing to move forward with us to give birth to those new things, then we are going to either give birth to those things on our own or with other people that we're going to meet. And life's all about learning lessons. You know, there's more. Maybe we learned everything we were meant to learn from that interaction with those people. What's coming up for the high vibe people that they might not see coming? The Seven of Swords. Well, in high vibe, what I think it means for people just within themselves is that as you do this work within yourself to be inspired to work through your own dualistic nature and how in your worldly nature you might want these things or to be in a relationship with these people, and struggling with listening to your intuition to have hope and faith and belief in yourself. As you keep moving forward, and the Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy, as time goes by and you keep looking at life from a higher perspective, you are going to be able to detach and reject your more worldly view of life. And as you do that, you will more and more detach from the people in your life who kind of represented that more worldly, shadowy nature within you. And you will be aligning with these more high vibrational energies. And other people don't know it. So there's a part of you, this is you having like the higher dream. Your higher self here is like offering you love to not deceive yourself and not be manipulated by your more immature worldly nature. We all want these things of the world that we want. We'd all like to maybe be in a relationship. But if like a romantic relationship, if you're not in one, and there just might be people in our life that we kind of want to go motivate and inspire because we love them. If you're in a relationship, you know, there can be just other people in your life. But indulging people in their poor behavior or chasing after people isn't going to work out well. People have free will choice, and if people aren't making the free will choice to move forward with us, it might be because they want us to give up our dreams and do life and be in the relationship the way they want us to be in it. And if we've already been in that dynamic or that type of relationship, and we've already offered love and encouragement for people to walk forward with us in this way, and they're choosing not to, we should accept the truth of it. If they were interested, they would. If they're not, they have shown us their truth. And we've already been there and done that. And we have to overcome our more worldly nature that would like to go, let's go back and do the relationship the way they want to do it. Let's turn our back on healing. Let's turn our back on the truth. Let's stay in a situation that's kind of heartbreaking. And your higher self is saying, offer yourself love, to keep believing in yourself, keep believing in your dreams, and your dreams will come into reality. Your dreams cannot come into reality with people who are not on the same page as you. And believe that the divine has a plan for your life. So, as you go through this process of working through this within yourself, you slowly detach from the people that you previously were inspired to have a dream come into reality with. Because you realize your dream can't come into reality with them. The truth set you free. You know, again, the Seven of Swords, the person is holding the Five Swords like, I have a dream. And in the Two of Swords, instead of letting it keep them stuck, they're taking inspired action to work through it, to get to the truth, and they keep moving forward in truth and love. Every day they keep moving forward in truth and love and maintaining balance within themselves and requiring justice and fairness and balance in their relationships. The more they see who are the people in their life that choose not to live their life that way. And over time, you know, and we work through our mental conflict about it, we kind of emotionally free ourselves from it. And then we are authentically moving forward, letting our love and intuition guide our decisions. And now, what some people don't understand how you're doing this. You could be looking like a shining star in the world, but you're not using other people to make you seem like that. Where some other people could be like, I'm going to go get in a new relationship with the victory card. I'm going to go present myself as loving to get in a relationship with someone so it looks like I moved on victoriously. But have they healed? Have they grown? Have they matured? Are they going to be the same person at the next job or next relationship that they were in the old job or the old relationship? We've all known people who have some growing up and maturing and healing to do, right? And then they can go get another job, another relationship, like, oh, like my life's going to be so much better here, and look at me, and I moved on, and I got a new job. It's like, yeah, I think your true nature will come out eventually. You might be able to wear a false mask and whatever for a long time, but you can't fool all the people all the time, and you can't suppress your more immature nature, prideful nature, bossy nature, controlling nature, self-centered nature. Eventually, I'm sure the truth will come out. And they'll learn the same truth about you that I learned about you. And just to feel better, they could look to relationships to be the answer to their problems. But they never deal with their own problems to free themselves from it. So those things keep affecting how the decisions that they make in their life and how they live their life. And if they find someone who wants to live their life the way they do, then that is fine. It's just that you knew that wasn't how you wanted to live your life. And so over time, you're moving forward looking like a shining star. Some people could be envious and jealous of you because some of those people wanted you to be stuck, wanted you to be in your ego, wanted you to be in competitive, prideful nature and live life the way they live it and take action more out of pride and ego. But you're inspired to not take action out of pride, ego, immaturity, lust, greed, and you're listening to your intuition. And they don't understand how you're doing it. Shadowy people try to create an illusion. Look how wonderful my life is. Everybody look, 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 look. Look how successful I am. Look how victorious I am. Look at the new relationship I got in. See, I must be this loving person. I can't be any of these shadowy ways that people could have said I was. And you're just kind of living your authentic life. And they could think you're just putting on an illusion. Because that's what they do. But you're the real deal. And now you're harnessing these energies in a high vibe way, where you are inspired to look at life as an adventure to be lived. And from love, you are moving forward, believing in yourself, believing in your dreams. And as you move forward, other things you won't see coming is some of the very people who previously didn't want to move forward with you because they either wanted to go indulge in something else, or you weren't indulging them enough, or they didn't know if you'd have the status or the image or the money that they thought they could have with you. So they went to go get in a relationship with someone who might have seemed like they had all those things. Now they could be looking at you and you seem like the person that they should be in a relationship with. So some of those people, and just other people you meet in the world, who are kind of deceptive and manipulative and strategic, and this would look good for me, and you're a loving, nurturing person. It'd be good to be in a relationship with you. We're always going to have shadowy people that want to be in a relationship with us too that we meet in the world. And we're also going to have people that have done the same work that we've done within ourselves to free themselves. And what some of these different people don't know that are going to come towards you, some of them don't realize that you're not tempted by your more worldly egoic nature. And they might think, oh, if I present myself, this would work good for me. This would look like I moved on. This would be good for my ego and my image. I'll come get in a relationship with you. And they don't realize that you are a human being, so needless, you are trying to attain some of those things in the world, and you do want some of those things in the world. They just don't realize that You're someone who looks at life from a higher perspective. And I think you would communicate that to people, offer people, love and encouragement, speak your truth, but this is where I'm going. And for some of those people, it's like, oh shit, yeah, I need to go. Yeah, no. I need to go find someone else because, yeah, you live your life and view life differently than I view life. And other people are intuitive that this is who you are. And they also want to move forward with you because they've also been in relationships with people where it's more about the ego and the image and the status and the whatever. It's tipped out of balance. High vibe people, it's like, yes, I want some of those things in the world too, but I equally want to be in loving, encouraging, and supportive and authentic, deep, meaningful relationships. I'm not willing to sacrifice that for just to be in a relationship, or just because of my codependent nature, or because I want to have sex, or just because of the ego or the image. And some people are. I just want to be in a relationship. I just want to look like I've moved on. I just want to look victorious and successful in the world. I don't care if it's a deep, meaningful relationship. I don't even care if I like them. I don't care if they don't like me. Some people are willing to sacrifice a lot of things to look like have these things of the world that other people have. Some of those people know people who are more authentic and loving and nurturing and supportive, and they want to look like they have what those people have. They just haven't been enlightened to the truth wondering why you could be the type of person you are when you get in relationships with people or are in relationships with people. It seems to have this spark maybe about it. It's like, well, because I'm operating from truth and love. I'm tapped into life force energy of creativity and imagination and love. And when some other people get in a relationship, it could be, I don't know, using their things of the world to try to get people to stay in a relationship. Look how attractive I am. Look how much money I have. Look at my body parts. I'll have sex with you. Look how much social clout I have. Look how, whatever. And they try to get in relationships with people and they lead with those things. The other people inspire other people to heal and grow and mature themselves and love themselves and believe in themselves like they do. And other people are like, well, I make my life about these things that I can offer to people. And then people might get in a relationship with them and they might like them, they might have love for them, but they're kind of missing that creative spark because they're not aligned with and operating at a core foundational level from love because they reject that. It's like, well, that is what brings the spark into a relationship. But some people live more from their mind than their heart, and it's all kind of strategy. Well, don't you do this and present yourself this way and then act this way? And isn't it supposed to turn out like that? You have to plant the right seeds to grow the right harvest. And some people haven't been enlightened to the truth of it. It's all this mental construct and strategy of trying to get this without choosing to align with their loving nature. Living more from their mind than their heart. Operating more from ego or fear or codependency or lust or greed or want for those things. But they haven't seen the truth that it's about love. So what's coming up for some of the people who harness a more worldly or shadowy Aquarius energy that they might not see coming up? Okay. The King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, because of the Queen of Cups. Well, for some of these people that did and are currently in relationships with people where they're kind of shadowy Leo energy can be, they don't have to be a Leo, but in their Leo nature, they could be kind of full of themselves a little bit, or they're kind of emotionally manipulative in relationships, or bossy and controlling. And this is how they like to be in relationships. This is the way they think. For somehow they think this is just and fair. And if they've been trying to do that to some people in their life who authentically are loving people, who have been trying to get them to move forward in love, people who are loving can keep trying to maintain balance in a relationship, offering truth and love to encourage the people in their life to take that cup of love. But eventually, people see the truth. And it's like, how long have I been trying to offer you love and encouragement and truth and love to try to get you to choose love? There comes a certain point where people have to see the truth. You don't want to operate from a foundation of love. You might like moving forward just like this, where this could be the type of relationship you think is victorious. This is the relationship of your dreams. This is perfect. I get to be in whatever shadowy way I want, repeating some old pattern, unwilling to grow and heal and mature myself. And I have someone who keeps trying to get me to do it. This is great. You keep staying here. I'll keep ignoring it. You keep offering it. This is just the kind of relationship I wanted. You keep turning your back on the truth. You keep staying in something that's heartbroken. Well, people can do that for a really long time because they're loving people and they try to make situations work. And they have a lot of hope and faith and belief. But love is supposed to be just and fair. And after a while, they're feeling unloved in the situation. And they see the truth of it. I keep investing in someone trying to get them to love me. They keep ignoring my love, acting in these ways that are kind of shadowy, hurtful, unkind, manipulative, bossy, controlling, immature, not wanting to deal with the truth, not maybe wanting to speak the truth. I need to do this work within myself to figure out why I stay. And they do that. They start investing in themselves to give themselves this cup of love. Why do I stay in relationships with people who, yes, I could love them to a degree, they could love me, but we're not really true. There's something, like, again, I feel like you're kind of trying to manipulate or control me, using the love that I have for you to manipulate me. That isn't what loving people do. Maybe try to get me in my fear and my insecurity, in my more worldly, lustful, greedy, prideful, egotistical nature, because that's the energy you operate from. And if I keep in that energy, then I'll keep being your friend or being aligned with you or being in a relationship with you. But do you want me to grow to my full potential? Do you want me to heal? Do you want me to listen to my intuition? Do you want me to be more independent or not? And it's to see the truth is some people don't. No, I like you being more aligned with me than the loving, intuitive people in your life who want you to grow to your full potential. I might just be your friend or your sibling, but I don't want you to go live your life like that because I'd be jealous, because that's not how I live my life. And that's not the type of relationships I'm in. So I play on your fear and your insecurity and your codependent nature and the love that you have for me to keep you indulging me and giving up on your own dreams to make your life more about paying attention to me in some way. And some people eventually see the truth of it. And it's like, I'm going to offer myself love to take that cup of love. Because what we think is just and fair in a relationship is different. You don't ever decide to offer me love and invest in offering me love to love and believe in myself to grow to my full potential. Because you want us to keep moving forward, investing in ignoring love. Living life the way we've lived it, making our life more about ego or image or you. And I don't want to live my life like that anymore. And what they don't see coming is some people would invest in loving themselves. Because, again, shadowy energy can be more codependent energy. And some people like you being codependent on them. I like you to view me as this loving, nurturing person. And if you start to change or grow or heal, then you won't, that's kind of like the role I like to play in people's life. And if you're not in that, playing that role of, and there too, just seeing through the illusion that I might have been a loving, supportive, encouraging person, but I have my own ideas of what I think is just and fair in a relationship, and I could be kind of more about me, or like the scales tipped in my favor, or kind of manipulative, or bossy, or controlling, and eventually people see through the truth of it. I do love you. I do think you had love for me. I think you, but I'm not the same person I was before, and I have changed, and I want to go to the next level of a relationship where maybe it is more just and fair, or we're equal with each other. I don't need a parent. I don't want the parent-child dynamic anymore. I have healed. I'm ready to be like a common equal person with you. And some people are like, well, I don't like that type of relationship. I only like to be in relationships with people who are sad. And then I can feel like I'm this loving person. But if you heal, and now the relationship dynamic would change, and I don't like that. And sometimes that happens just in friendships, And it's like, well, no, I'm going to go find someone else who's sad to go be a friend with, because then they're going to view me as really loving. It's like, why can't you go to the next level of a friendship? Oh, that's different. I have my own issues I'd have to deal with in order to go to that next level. And I might not want to deal with those. I might not want to see the truth that I view myself as this very loving person, but only with people who are sad. And it is kind of like a parent-teacher, or a parent-child, teacher-student relationship. And some of the romantic partners we get in relationships with, that's the kind of role they like to play in people's lives. And then if people heal and grow and mature themselves, it's like, you can go. I want to go find someone else who's sad to get in a relationship. And that's another thing these people might not see coming. There's going to be someone else who wants to invest in them. But they didn't see that the high vibe people were going to love themselves and get balance within themselves and stand in their truth and move forward in life and have new beginnings with other people. Some of these people were full of themselves. Of course this person will come back and do the relationship with me. Or of course this person will stay in their ego about me no matter how I move forward in my life. And other people are like, no, I don't stay in negative energy. I see through the illusion. And I'm going to go find the people in the world who are wanting to do love and accept my cup of love and be in a loving relationship with me and move forward in a loving relationship. They didn't see that coming. And odds are the shadowy people will not want to see the truth, and they'll keep living life the way they live it, and other people will move forward in life differently. And they'll probably go find someone else to be in a relationship, or someone will come to be in a relationship with them. And if they get in a relationship with another loving person and try to replay this scenario, the same thing will probably play out again. But they might end up getting in a relationship with someone who's like themselves. And maybe then they'll realize, wow, now I know the shoe's on the other foot. Now I know what it means to be in a relationship with someone who's kind of like this. And now I can see why those people left. And maybe it will make them move forward in life. Just don't hold your breath for the people that you know had a lot of growing and maturing, or bossy, or controlling, or prideful, or egotistical, or all about themselves, because it can take years for any of us to learn lessons. And if you know people have multiple lessons to learn, that could take their whole lifetime. Go, keep moving forward, investing your time and energy in the people in your world who seem to view life from be at the same place at the same time as you are. Have learned some of the same lessons you've learned. That's like going with the flow. Instead of trying to find people that are 5 life lessons back and trying to pull them through faster through the cycle of life than they were maybe even meant to be. We have to let people go through their own process instead of trying to force and drag people. We're not the boss. We can't make people heal and grow and mature themselves faster than they can. We might want to because we're fearful of moving forward and listening to our intuition, but then that's us being in our ego. Believe that the divine has a plan for your life. Keep moving forward, listening to your intuition, and your dreams will come into reality. So there you go, Aquarius energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.